Hi, welcome to SBR Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. This is the Pete's Premium Parlay Show for NFL Week 16. I'm up big time in these shows as of right now. I'm up about $1,000, which is about an ROI of plus 50%, so that's a good thing. I am being a little bit more risky with my parlays this week, which might be a bad thing, maybe especially in the NFL. These parlays are a lot better when I'm feeling conservative, taking like money lines, putting them all together. But this week, taking taking spreads and being riskier. So whatever, that's the luxury that you have when you get up a little bit with a bankroll, and that's where I am right now. So maybe this parlay is one of my less good ones, one of my worst parlays, whatever. All right. I got 5 teams, 5 legs in the parlay this week. I'm going to do a round robins of 4 teamers, and we didn't get any information from Brett this week on supposed sharp action in the NFL. The information he's given us in the NFL this year has not been particularly great, slightly above 500, but nothing special. Still, it's always nice to have, but we don't have it this week. All right, NFL Week 16. Start with the borderline picks. The most borderline pick of the week this week by far was San Diego. Right now, they're +1, -105 at BetDSI. Previewed the game with 2 guys I definitely respect, Tony George and Justin Batt from IlluminatiSports.ca. Both of them like San Diego. They gave great reasons why. You can watch the videos, find out why that is. San Francisco's season basically done. Well, definitely they're out of playoff contention and just going down the tubes. The line has moved in San Diego's favor. Why didn't I include it? Not exactly sure. I guess San Diego being 1-8 against spread over the last 9 games was part of it, but probably that's the right side. Just decided not to include it last minute. Then also Jets +10.5 was borderline for me. A preview of the game with Brandon Shively. He liked the Jets +10. He's had a good record in the NFL with us this year. Those games tend to be those Jets-Pats games tend to be closer than expected a lot of the time, and it's the Jets' last home game of a lost season. They got a win and cover and took sharp action last week. So I could easily see this one being modest scoring and staying within the number. I also like the under when it was higher at like 47.5. Gotten bet down to 46. So both of those plays were borderline plays. I didn't take them, I guess, just because it's always scary to go against Brady and Belichick. Pat's 7-2 against spread over the last 9 games. But I almost included it, and they're probably plays with value, Jets +10.5 and the under 46. Then also another play, the Arizona-Seattle game, right? Most controversial game of the week. Every handicapper, professional handicapper that I previewed the game with liked liked Arizona. Now the line's been bet down to +7, -105 at BetDSI, but all the respected sharp opinions from the commenters on YouTube all like Seattle, and I could certainly see that being the case. Could see easily Arizona getting held to 6 or 7 points, and maybe Arizona only getting 17 or 20. Seattle getting only 17 or 20, but getting the cover still. So Indian Cowboy, all things considered, might have had the best read on this game. He liked the under when it was 37. Now it's down to 36 at BetDSI, but even at 36, the under was probably a smart play. That was a borderline pick. I almost included that one. Interesting game, just decided to pass on it for the purposes of this parlay. All right, let's get to the 5 legs of the parlay this week. The first one, I don't know, man. Houston and Baltimore, right? I previewed the game with Troy West from allplayswin.com. He liked Baltimore -5. Jeff Cadillac likes Baltimore -5.5. Doug Upstone likes Baltimore. I told all 3 of them I was kind of leaning towards Houston. Right now, Houston's +5.5 at BetDSI. I can certainly see why everyone's fading Houston here. Case Keenum is garbage, but I figure you take down Baltimore a notch on the road, and maybe Houston's defense can keep him in the game. And Case Keenum, at least on his first game back, will play maybe a little bit above his head. I'm kind of liking Houston getting that many points at home, +5.5. Heard a lot of opinions against it, but I don't know. Maybe it's a stupid pick. I'm going to hold my ground on this one and make that one the first leg of the parlay this week. Second leg also might be stupid. I'm going to go with the Saints, currently -6.5 at home. Maybe if I was being more conservative, I'd take the money line at -270, but Sean Payton lit a fire under him last week, and I'm thinking that maybe it'll continue this week. Of course, the players are very well aware they've lost 4 in a row straight up at home, so maybe this will wind up being some kind of a statement game for them, as last week was. And if that's the case, then if they get the win, probably it's by a margin, by a touchdown or more. Right now, -6.5 is the line at BetDSI. Then the next leg I'm going to use Pitt, -3, -105 over KC. This is another little bit of a treacherous one. Pitt's been playing well. got a couple of wins and covers on the road, and it's always tricky, always a dangerous spot to take a team that's been playing well and winning, covering on their first game back home. A lot of times they can let down there, and KC a lot of times plays better on the road than expected, so this is a tricky one. It is Swingin' Johnson's play of the year. I don't know how I feel about that, but you know, what the hell? I'll go with it. Pitt -3, -105. I previewed the game with Tony George, and he likes the over, made a good case for the over 46.5, and I figure if it's a shootout, probably, you know, KC doesn't have the offense to keep up with Pitt. You know, tricky situation. The line is a little bit suspicious why it's this low, considering how Pitt has just recently done on the road coming back home. But, you know, whatever. I'm a believer in them, at least in this spot, and that'll be the third leg. Pitt -3, -105. Then the fourth leg, another kind of a tricky one. I'm going to take Oakland as a big home underdog against Buffalo. You know, we know that Buffalo, of course, got a great win at home against Green Bay, and Oakland obviously is awful. I know that, right? I'm not saying Oakland has anything to recommend them other than, I guess, you know, Carr at quarterback is kind of a game quarterback. He's got a good spirit under him, but other than that, you know, they're pretty much terrible in all areas of the field and, you know, in all areas of the game. And Buffalo did get a very impressive win at home against Green Bay, but now they go on the road. They don't really have the explosive offense that you want to see when you're, you know, taking a big road favorite like this, traveling cross country. Oakland's still a team with pride at home at the end of the year as a big underdog. Right now they're +7, -115 at BetDSI. So it's an ugly dog, just like Houston. I understand the risk here. I understand the arguments against it, but that's going to be my fourth leg of the parlay this week. Oakland +7, -115. And then the fifth leg, I'm going to take Indianapolis, Dallas under 55. You know, Indy has basically has their playoff situation locked up and set, so I'm figuring they're going to be a little bit more conservative than normal here. Dallas, you know, playing for it's an important game for them, so they're probably going to play a little bit conservatively, limit Romo's mistakes. Very high total, of course, 55, and that's going to be my fifth leg of the parlay, Indianapolis, Dallas under 55. I kind of like this one when it opened, and I did bet it. It got 55.5, -113. All right, so a little bit of a questionable parlay this week, I admit it, but those are the 5 legs. Houston +5.5, Saints -6.5, Pitt -3, -105, Oakland +7, -115, and Indy, Dallas under 55. 5 legs. I'm going to do another round robin of 4 teamers, $20 base. If all 5 legs hit, that's $100 to win $1,230.05. And if just 4 legs hit, wins about 170 or 175 bucks, which is still a nice payday. All right, that's the Pete's Premium Parlay for NFL Week 16.